In this lecture, we're going to look at the relationship between ergogenic aids and performance. Ergogenic aids refer to a substance, appliance, or procedure that supposedly improves athletic performance, although the reality is that few ergogenic aids actually do. The term ergogenic implies energy giving, ergo meaning work, and genic meaning gives rise to. We're going to start by looking at amino acid supplements, an ergogenic aid that is sometimes mistakenly used by athletes in the belief that it's going to cause them to increase muscle mass. You've learned previously that a lack of amino acids in the 24 to 48 hours following exercise can delay protein synthesis and recovery. That's why eating protein in the recovery phase, along with carbohydrate, is important. But the reality is the best source of amino acids for your body comes from food and not from supplements. A light, protein-containing meal for recovery will easily provide small amounts of the amino acids required for protein synthesis and recovery. If you overdo it with amino acid supplements, amino acids compete with each other for absorption in the small intestine, and too much of one can crowd out the body's ability to utilize another. Anabolic steroids are another classification of ergogenic aids. Anabolic means promoting growth. Anabolic steroids are chemical messengers related to the male sex hormone testosterone that stimulate the building up of body tissues. Anabolic means promoting growth, and sterol refers to compounds chemically related to cholesterol. Anabolic steroids can help increase muscle size and strength and accelerate protein synthesis, although this comes at a very high risk. The side effects of anabolic steroids are many. They include things like extreme mental hostility, aggression, personality changes, or even suicidal thoughts. They can result in swollen face, severe scarring acne, and jaundice or yellowing of the whites of the eyes. They elevate your risk of heart attack, stroke, liver damage, liver tumors, fatal liver failure, kidney damage, and bloody diarrhea. In females, anabolic steroids can cause irreversible deepening of the voice, loss of fertility, shrinkage of breasts, and permanent enlargement of external genitalia. In males, anabolic steroid use can lead to breast enlargement, permanent shrinkage of the testes, prostate enlargement, sexual dysfunction, and loss of fertility. Sometimes people will take steroid alternatives that they think are natural alternatives to steroids, although we know as students of nutrition science that the word natural really means nothing. Your body cannot absorb these or convert these compounds to human steroids. One example of a steroid alternative is DHEA. This is a hormone produced in your adrenal glands or liver used to make other hormones like andro, testosterone, and estrogen. As supplements, steroid alternatives have little or no effect because males essentially produce enough testosterone, and these can cause imbalances in female hormone levels. Andro and DHEA, although known to be ineffective, are readily available for sale online, although it should be noted that they're banned by most college and professional organizations. Caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant, and caffeine enhances fatty acids that release the body and can be used as fuel so that less glycogen is used and fatigue onset is delayed. Caffeine in small or moderate amounts can improve concentration and enhance alertness, although high levels of caffeine can impair performance in some people by causing GI upset. Consuming 3 to 6 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram of body weight, the equivalent of about 2.5 cups of coffee in a healthy weighted individual, up to an hour before exercising, and smaller doses during exercise may actually improve endurance. Competitors should be aware, however, that college sports authorities prohibit the use of caffeine in amounts greater than 700 milligrams, basically the equivalent of 8 cups of coffee prior to consumption. In very high levels, caffeine acts as a diuretic, meaning it causes you to urinate out more fluid, which in turn can be dehydrating. Energy drinks are known to be very high sources of caffeine for the most part, and there's no regulation on how much caffeine can or can't be in an energy drink, so it can range anywhere from 5 to 500 milligrams per can or bottle. Caffeine, as mentioned, can enhance exercise if consumed before or during exercise, but too much can lead to negative things like nervousness and anxiety, restlessness, insomnia, GI problems, tremors, increased blood pressure, or rapid heart rate. Another ergogenic aid that you sometimes see marketed for its fat-burning purposes, but that's actually relatively worthless, is chromium picolinate. Chromium is an essential trace mineral that does play a role in carbohydrate and lipid metabolism, but you get plenty of it from foods and you don't need a supplement. Most studies show that there's no effect of this supplement on body fatness, lean body mass, strength, or fatigue. There's actually safety concerns because it has been shown at very high doses to cause muscle degeneration. Creatine is another supplement, although this one does bear noting that it has some positive effects. There are some athletes who can be benefited by the use of creatine, and these include athletes who do short burst type of activities. Okay, so you can think like a sprint runner or a sprint swimmer or an Olympic athlete. Okay? Athletes like endurance athletes who run for long periods of time or to play a soccer game for 2 hours, these people are not going to benefit from creatine supplements. Creatine is used to make creatine phosphate, and this is a compound that provides quick energy for short-term maximal exercise. Creatine may help increase muscle mass and strength, but note it also leads to weight gain. And we get most of the creatine that we need from meat. Meat, because it's a muscle, is a good source of creatine. Okay? Fortunately, ergogenic aids, including creatine, have been used by very young athletes. And so the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends and discourages the use of all ergogenic aids, including creatine, in those who are less than 18 years old. EPO, or erythropoietin, is a compound that is used sometimes as an ergogenic aid. It's produced by your kidneys to stimulate red blood cell production. It can enhance endurance by increasing the ability to transport oxygen to the muscles to increase aerobic capacity and spare glycogen. Too much EPO can stimulate too many red blood cells, leading to blood clotting, heart attacks, strokes, and death, and it is also banned by many sports organizations. HGH, or human growth hormone, increases muscle protein synthesis, but has not been shown to enhance muscle strength, power, or aerobic exercise capacity. It does, however, to some degree improve anaerobic exercise capacity, but HGH can cause heart dysfunction, high blood pressure, and excessive growth of some body parts. Things like ornithine, arginine, and lysine stimulate growth hormone release, but do not cause more muscle mass or increased muscle strength any more so than just exercising alone would. So as is the case with many anabolic steroids and many different ergogenic aids, these products can sometimes be more harmful than they are helpful. When it comes to endurance exercise, there's some ergogenic aids that are marketed directly towards these individuals, saying that taking these products, usually in supplemental form, will increase fat or oxygen levels available to your muscle cells. One that's known to be marketed directly to endurance athletes is called carnitine. And carnitine is marketed as being a fat burner, saying that it will increase fat utilization during exercise to spare glycogen, although supplements have never been shown to increase endurance. So keep in mind that there's a lot of money going into marketing products that haven't been shown to be helpful. Medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, cause blood fatty acid levels to increase or to rise, which in turn increases the availability of fat that can be used as fuel. Supplements of MCTs have not been shown to increase endurance, to spare glycogen, or to enhance performance in any way. The last ergogenic aid that we'll look at is whey protein. Whey protein is usually a byproduct of cheese making, and it is a complete protein. It's utilized or marketed in the exercise space because it's water-soluble and easily digested and absorbed. This helps deliver essential amino acids to the bloodstream more quickly than do other solid proteins that need more digestion. Although whey protein currently is not really clearly understood and there's no clear benefits for how it might enhance athletic performance. Keep in mind that your muscles demand regular physical activity and not just protein for growth. So the takeaway message with ergogenic aids is that the buyer needs to beware. Many of these products that are sold on the market today have not been validated in any scientific literature, and some of them, most of them, may actually be more harmful than they are helpful and are certainly in many cases a total waste of money.